Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Today is a great day for baseball. We are here back in Millington, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, for a doubleheader between the Pioneers of Volunteer State and the Salukis of Southwest Tennessee. See our umpires meeting with the head coaches at home plate. Jim McGuire in his fourth year with the Pioneers, and Eric Schoenrock in his eighth year with the Salukis. Not sure if we have the same umpires from yesterday, but there's a very good chance that that is the case. But I won't assume that. I'll tell you, yesterday we had Tony Young and where is my Tyler Green, two umpires. I met another umpire who's handling the Bradley Siena game, and I'm sure they will have on a D1 game, they'll have four umpires. But here we have two for this Tennessee Community College Athletic Association second week of conference action. Yesterday's game went to the Salukis 10-4. Vol State carried the lead into the bottom of the sixth inning. They were up 4-2, but Southwest put a 7 spot on the board in the bottom of the sixth against three different pitchers for Vol State before Max Castle was able to come in and get the last two outs of the inning as Southwest sent 10 to the plate, collecting 6 hits. There was one error, and that resulted in the seventh run being scored. Logan Luckett went 2 for 4, had 2 doubles in the game for the Salukis. Bryce Turner had a double in 4 trips to the plate. Tyler Casserly had a solo home run. Jonathan Walsh with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. The winning pitcher was the relief pitcher Hezekiah Scott. He goes to 2-1 on the season. Brady Davis took the loss, the freshman out of Clarksville, Tennessee, as you see the Salukis taking the field. Let's get the Toyota Gallatin starting lineups, at least for the Pioneers. Drew Plummer will lead off, playing second base. Devin Thrain batting second, playing center field. Easton Denning at first, batting third. Cleanup hitters, Gage Hoover, he'll play left field. Carson Sanders, the DH, bats fifth. A.J. Armstrong batting sixth, playing third base today. Reed Mashinsky back out in right field, he'll bat seventh. Tucker Lorenz is a shortstop. He'll hit 8th. And Lex Falsoni behind the plate, batting 9th. Jack McGlory is on the mound. And it is national anthem time, which means on Facebook we have to go to a commercial. So we'll be right back after this short break.
Take the step. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Take the step, the one you've always wanted to a better you and a brighter future. Choose a path to create, innovate, or educate. A path to your career. One that builds you as a person, or one where you build for the people of the future. Choose a path to save lives or check eyes, to study the human body, soul, and mind, to fight crime both in person or online, to code, market, or be an entertainment rock star. Take the step to your full potential, to everything you've dreamed of. Take the step here, there, and eventually everywhere. With the pros of the profession, the Grammy winners, the commercial producers, the engineers, the doctors. Life is full of steps, so why not make yours count? This is us. This is Vol State.
Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. They get a quick national anthem here, right at about a minute's time. That is a fast Star-Spangled Banner. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineup for the Salukis. Come in with a record of 10-3. They're 4-0 in conference play after their win against Vol State yesterday, the 3-game sweep at Motlow last weekend. Logan Luckett, the leadoff batter, is playing shortstop. Sammy Chapman bats second, plays left field. Tylen Graves back at third base, hitting third. And Bryce Turner, the TCCAA Conference Player of the Week position player, he's at first base hitting cleanup. Chris Henson behind the plate for the Salukis, batting fifth. Preston Rager back out in right field hitting sixth. Tyler Casserly in center field batting seventh. Jonathan Walsh, the second baseman, he'll hit eighth. And Matthew Bright is the DH again. He'll bat ninth. And on the mound, 6 foot, 200-pound freshman from Collierville, Ryan Nielsen, is the starting pitcher here in Game 2. It's a 7-inning contest. In Game 1 of the doubleheader today, Nielsen is a double transfer, I understand. He started at Radford out of high school, then transferred to Charleston Southern, and still listed as a freshman. Believe he had some medical issues, so he has 3 appearances, all starts here in 2025. He's 2-0 in the season, 13 2/3 innings. He's given up 8 hits, 7 runs. 5 of those are earned, 14 walks, and 20 strikeouts. Has hit 1 batter and a 3.29 ERA. He's going to try to keep Southwest Tennessee perfect in league play or conference play. Ball State going to try to get back to even. They are 1-2 in conference play, 9-3 overall. Coach McGuire, as I said, in his 4th year, he is 90-71 with the Pioneers. 472 wins all time for the head coach in his 37th year, and we are set. The first pitch is delivered, and it is ball 1, and we are underway. 10:57, getting an early start here. There's a called strike. Drew Plummer leading off. Swing and a miss. Plum was 1 for 5 in yesterday's game, hit a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. Smashes one into the glove of the first baseman, Bryce Turner. Makes the catch, didn't really leave his feet. There's a line out for out number 1. Brings up Devin Thrain to the plate. Thrain looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Devin was 1 for 4 in yesterday's contest. He walked and scored and then drove in a run with a single in the 5th. Another pitch that whispers out the outside corner, and Thrain down in the count here early. Nielsen, strikeout man, spikes that breaking pitch. Thrain comes in hitting .262. Swing and miss at a high fastball there, and he's down on strikes. First strikeout for Nielsen, and he's retired the first 2 batters he's faced. Brings up freshman Easton Denning to the plate, left-handed hitting first baseman. Right-handed pitching, Nielsen delivers a pitch outside. Denning 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. He had a double, but was stranded. Also walked. Pitch just missed somewhere. Denning hitting .316. This is his 13th game of the year, and it's the Pioneers' 13th game. He swings and misses at a changeup. He was geared in on a fastball on a 2-0 count. Nielsen pitching backwards. Another swing and a miss. Actually, apparently got a tip on that. Denning 6 walks on the season, 6 strikeouts. It's a pretty good ratio for a power hitter. And add the strikeout there. as Nielsen retires the side in order, 1, 2, 3, picking up 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. We're scheduled for 7. We're headed to the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now,
Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers.
if you're pursuing the CIT program at Vol State, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Have you ever wondered what happens when you click Buy It Now? A whole series of transactions take place, from the manufacturer to your front door.
That is logistics and supply chain management.
At Vol State, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes.
A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time.
Students here at Vol State are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain
Is counting on me.
Thanks for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese for a doubleheader today. Vol State versus Southwest Tennessee. Other conference action today. Everybody should be playing, as a couple series will get started today. That's Pellissippi at Roane State, and Motlow is at Walters State. Jack McGlory out on the mound for the Pioneers. The sophomore from Independence High School, 6'1", 170-pound general studies major from Las Casas, Tennessee. Swing and a miss by Logan Luckett coming right out of the chute. Luckett 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. On the in the box score, it does not give him credit for his second double that he had. A changeup missed somewhere. Pretty close, ball and a strike. The young man who just this week committed to play at Milligan next year for the Buffaloes. There's a shot to the left side. That's going to sneak through into left field, and Luckett starts the game today like he did yesterday with a base hit. Yesterday's was a double. This is a single in the left field. That brings up Sammy Chapman. Chapman was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Also had 2 RBIs and 2 doubles. Southwest had 10 hits in yesterday's game. First pitch to the left-handed hitting left fielder, misses. McGlory going to be looking for a ground ball for a dudette double play if possible. But Chapman runs well. A.J. Armstrong, the only change in the defense for the Pioneers, a throw over to first base. McGlory driving Luckett back. 3 Salukis yesterday picked up 2 stolen bases apiece. Sammy Chapman, Jonathan Walsh, and Matthew Bright. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Chapman comes in hitting .342. Another throw over. Chapman is back. On deck, Tylen Graves. Glory with a couple looks over. The runner stays. Ground ball to the right side. Plummer's only play is going to be to first base. And Chapman moves over to second. There's the first out. Works kind of like a bunt. Sammy Chapman not actually trying to sacrifice himself there. Just could not shoot it through the hole. And that brings Tylen Graves to the plate with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Graves 1 for 3 in yesterday's game. Walked twice, drove in a run. Ground ball to the left side. Backhanded and dropped by Lorenz. That should be scored. An infield single. I don't know that Lorenz had a play at first base at all, but that puts runners at the corners for the Salukis here in the first inning. They put an error up on the board on the scoreboard, but that's not the official score. I'm not the official scorer either. That's right now kept in the Salukis dugout. They're running Game Changer down there, so if you want to watch that, you're able to get on Game Changer and see live stats. There's a driveway out to left field. Bryce Turner has just turned on one, and he has given the Salukis a 3-0 lead. Bryce Turner, the player of the week, just picked up his 5th home run. One out. 3 hits in the inning. Turner was waiting on that pitch. Chris Henson with his first AB of the series. Looks at ball 1 as he squared around to lay one down. Does not square around this time. Ball 2 comes inside. First home run of the year given up by McLaurie. There's a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Turner picks up his 18th, 19th, and 20th RBI. Did not have an RBI in yesterday's game. Good hitter from Patriot, Indiana, Bryce Turner. Chris Henson with a 2-2 count gets the pitch called on the outside corner, and that is strike 3, and Henson goes down looking. Out number 2 of the inning. Henson came in hitting .333. This is his 11th game of the year, 10th start. 6'2", 215-pound freshman from right up just south of my hometown. He's from Florence, Kentucky, just south of Cincinnati. Ground ball to the right side, and a couple hops over to Plum. He'll throw to Denning to retire the Salukis, but not before they score 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors on my score sheet, and nobody left on base. We're through 1, and Southwest taking the early lead here, 3-0.
Cybercrimes take place online, and companies need more well-trained workers to stop it.
Vol State is training me to help combat cybercrimes in the future.
We're training them for those type of jobs that are out there. Vol State CIT programs prepare students to earn industry standard certifications within the IT industry.
I choose Vol State because the future needs me now. My story could be your story.
A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a teacher in a classroom, a detective working on cases, a lawyer or a judge, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at volstate.edu.
4, 5, and 6 due up for the Pioneers to face Ryan Nielsen, Gage Hoover, Carson Sanders, A.J. Armstrong. Face the right-hander from right down the road, Collierville. That's the high school that Jack Lester graduated from. Lester staying at home last night with his parents, Blaine and Gina Lester. A freshman switch hitter. He's also a two-way player, Jack Lester. Hoover steps in. Not a good day for Gage yesterday. He's looking to bounce back here in the doubleheader. Looks at ball one. 3 strikeouts yesterday in his last 3 plate appearances. Walked in the first. And he's halfway there now. Braden Stewart started yesterday for Southwest. He went 5 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Came out in favor of Hezekiah Scott. There's a shot to the left side. That's going to be a base hit. Gage Hoover is already saying he likes today better than yesterday. 333 hitter. Singles to lead off the second. Ball State had 7 hits in yesterday's contest. 4 runs. Did commit 1 error, left 7 runners on base. Carson Sanders will stand in. Big overhand breaking pitch parachutes right into the strike zone for Carson. Definitely not looking for that pitch when he comes out of the on-deck circle. Sanders 1 for 3 yesterday. Had an RBI. Among players who've played more than just a couple of games, Carson leads the squad. A 381 clip. Swing and a miss there. Playing in his 10th game, his 8th start. Has 8 hits, including 2 home runs, 4 RBIs now. He's in scoring position when he steps into batter's box. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hoover, not a huge threat to run at first base, but especially already down by 3, but it is early. He does have 1 theft of a base this year in 1 attempt. That one is bounced. It might have gotten to the brown turf. We'll have our first Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned. After the game, we'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We're using Full Count Ministries broadcast equipment here. Runner goes, and it is just a nice little soft line drive that bounces right in front of Jonathan Walsh. Runner was going on the pitch, but Walsh not able to come up and snag that, which would have been an easy double play. Now Hoover on at second base with 1 out brings up A.J. Armstrong. Anakin Jack looks at a pitch right down the can for strike 1. A.J. did not play in yesterday's game. Hudson Blank was a starting third baseman. A.J. had a big home run last week. Also has 5 RBIs. Swing and a miss there. Freshman from Woodbury, Tennessee, Cannon County High School. He's a Lion. A.J. playing in his 6th game, all starts. 3 hits in 10. Started to go there on a pitch above the zone, was able to hold up. Salukis wearing their vest tops, red sleeves and white vest jersey. Hoover leads off a second. Nielsen checks and delivers. Ground ball to the left side. Hoover's not going to be able to go anywhere. And Luckett throws on to first base to get Armstrong. Luckett played excellent shortstop in yesterday's game. He's a sophomore. Only has 3 errors on the year. Mashinsky stands in and he swings and misses the first pitch he sees. Reed from Bradenton, Florida was 0 for 3 in yesterday's contest. A walk and a strikeout. Looks at a letter high pitch in there for a called strike. Mashinsky hitting .323. This is the 11th game that he has played and started. 10 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, 3 RBIs. They don't get that call right there, but I've seen that pitch called a strike many times in JUCO baseball. It went the way of Reed Mashinsky that time, and he's going to be looking at a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs and a runner at second. Ball State looking to scratch here after giving up 3 in the bottom of the first. That one's high. So Nielsen came in with 14 walks and 13 2/3 innings. Now up to his 7th batter, hasn't walked anybody yet. Did get to a full count pitch to Carson Sanders, but he hit a soft little line drive ground ball. That's sliced foul down the right field line. That'll get over the Salukis bullpen down the right field line. They don't have the dimensions out on the wall here, so and I don't know what they are here at USA Stadium, an all artificial turf field here in Millington. Now we're going to go to another full count, Ministries full count. As I was saying, all the equipment other than the Vol State laptop is the property of Full Count Ministries. We use that for the summer collegiate team, the Full Count Rhythm. It's a ground ball to the left side. That's going to shoot through. They're going to send the runner. Hoover rounds third. To throw to the plate is not in time, and Hoover did not slide. Reed Mashinsky picks up an RBI single and gets the Pioneers on the board. Tucker Lorenz steps to the plate, freshman out of Loudon, Tennessee. 2 hits in the inning. Lorenz takes ball 1. Tucker was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. Fouls. Next fastball off. Comes in hitting 226. This is his 12th game. Pioneers playing in their 13th game of the year. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Number 7 has 7 hits on the year, 3 doubles, 6 RBIs. Got 4 walks. Looking to keep the inning going. Called strike on the inside corner. Falsoni in the on-deck circle. Lex would love to get to the plate here in the top of the second with runners aboard. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. Looked like that pitch was out of the zone, but Nielsen gets Lorenz to chase for his 3rd strikeout. Pioneers score 1 on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. 3-1 is the score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network.
The demand for mechatronics professionals is on the rise. Students get to earn a wage and college credit simultaneously via our work-based learning program. This hands-on experience gives them a competitive edge in the job market. Industries like automotive, aerospace, electronics, healthcare, and even mining rely heavily on these systems. These positions offer competitive salaries and a chance to contribute to the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping the world around us. Join us in pioneering the future of manufacturing through the power of mechatronics. Visit volstate.edu to start blazing your pathway now. Classes are available now at the Gallatin and Cookeville campuses.
I'd like to thank Accurate Mortgage for their support of Vol State baseball. They bring us our Accurate Mortgage game time temperature. Didn't give you that. It's 47 degrees at first pitch. Feels like 46. I think the high today here in Millington outside of Memphis is supposed to be in the low 50s. So a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. It was in the low 40s as we started play in yesterday's contest. Southwest will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate to face Jack McLaury, who gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the first. Yesterday, Chattanooga State took a doubleheader against Jackson State. That was at Chattanooga. Won 11-1 and 3-1. Cleveland State and Columbia State split the doubleheader. Cleveland won game 1 4-2, and Columbia shut out the Cougars 6-0 in game 2. And Southwest Tennessee defeated Vol State 10-4 in game 1 yesterday. Preston Rager at the plate. That is right. I did not write down Preston Rager's final out. That was a ground out to Drew Plummer. So 7, 8, and 9 at the plate, not 6, 7, and 8. I think there's a poem in there somewhere. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Swing and a miss. Because 7, 8, 9. Preschool, folks. That's where I work at church. Preschool. 1-2 pitch. It's high and away. Casserly had a solo home run his first plate appearance yesterday, leading off the top of the second. Here he is again, leading off the the bottom of the second. He hit his second home run of the year. And now he's going to look at a full count. Ministries full count. Casserly went 1 for 2 in yesterday's contest, laid down a sacrifice bunt, also walked. Breaking pitch is up. First walk of the game goes to Tyler Casserly. That'll bring Jonathan Walsh to the plate. Casserly does not go, and there's a base hit in the left field. The first two have reached for the Salukis. Walsh was 2 for 2 in yesterday's contest, also scored twice and drove in 2 runs. Fourth hit of the game, as the scoreboard did make the change up there on the infield single by Tylen Graves. So Matthew Bright, the DH, stands to the plate. He was 1 for 3 in yesterday's game 1. He's squaring around the bunt. Denning coming in from first base, but McLaury will throw back to second to keep his disengagement still available to this batter. For pitch as Bright was squaring around, this is outside. Only 2 sacrifice bunts on the year for Southwest. Casserly had the second one yesterday. Attempted bunt, and he foul tipped it into the mid. Stephen Hayden, who has not played yet in the series. I'm not sure if he's hurt or what, but I believe he played a decent amount last year. Has not played. As a matter of fact, he played in 41 games a year ago. Was the second leading hitter on the club. McLaury misses again. Trying to throw something with some movement that maybe Bright will pop up on his attempted bunt. Not sure who the third base coach is. Could be Jared Kirkman or Wyatt McKnight as Bright squares around and does bunt it. And Denning will glove, and he's going to throw wildly, and that's going to get away into right field. 1 run's going to score on the air. Throw comes in to Denning. So it'll be a sack. And runners will be at first and third. So give Matthew Bright a sacrifice and an E3. No RBI allowing Casserly, as he would not have scored on the bunt. So an unearned run as it stands right now. And the top of the order is up. Runner goes. Throw down to second is cut off. So give Bright his third stolen base of the series. And runners now at second and third. And a 1-0 count to the leadoff batter, Luckett, who singled and scored in the first. Pitching from the stretch and delivers a breaking pitch, swung on and missed. Three runs in the first, so far one here in the second. So they got the run back that Vol State scored in the top of the inning. Ground ball fouled on the third base line. So 9 have come to the plate against Jack McGlory. 4 gotten base hits, 1 walk, and the error on Denning allowed Bright to reach. Luckett at the plate with a 1-2 count. Glory, a couple looks back at second, delivers sidearm. That's going to hit out to left center field. Devin Thrain's going to track it and get underneath it. Makes the catch. The throw is going to come into third base. It gets by Lorenz, but Walsh will score. And Bright moves over to third base on the sacrifice fly by Luckett as he picks up an RBI. There's the first out of the inning. Southwest leads 5-1. Sammy Chapman grounded out the second. Infield now playing in with a runner at third, 1 out. And that's not going to help as he drills one out to right field. Reed Mashinsky's going to watch that one leave the yard. A 2-run home run by Sammy Chapman. Jack McGlory's given up 7 runs, and bullpen now starting to get loose. It was Chapman's second home run of the year. Tylen Graves had an infield single to shortstop. It drills one down the left field line, but it will curl foul. So right now, one of those runs is unearned. That is Matthew Bright, who reached on the error. That's drilled out the left field, and that may leave the yard. It has. Let me get that runner off of third base before we think that he's still on there when Graves hits a solo home run. That is Graves' third home run of the year. And that's back-to-back big flies for the Salukis. Trevor Mutzi, the first-year pitching coach, will come out and have a chat with Jack McGlory, trying to settle him down, as 3 balls have left USA Stadium here in the first 2 innings. 5-run second inning for the Salukis. A walk, a single by Walsh, a sacrifice bunt that turned into an error on the throw down to first base to the second baseman covering. That allowed 1 run to score and runners at the corners. And then a sacrifice fly drove in another run. Sammy Chapman's 2-run blast to right field made the score 7-1, and then Tylen Graves just left the yard for the 3rd time this year. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Bryce Turner. Ball 1 down low. Turner had a 3-run homer of his own in the first. Glory tried to stay in on his hands. Number 0 from Patriot, Indiana, just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. 2-0 pitch. Check swing, they're going to say he went. Turner during the week of the 10th through the 16th went 6 for 15. That's a .400 batting average. Swing and a miss on a good breaking pitch there. Picked up a double, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs in the week, along with 4 walks, scored 8 runs. It was on base 10 out of the 19 times he stood in the batter's box. Count was 2-2 there. Now it's a full count. Full count Ministries, full count as Chris Henson is in the on-deck circle. Got a lefty warming in the bullpen and a slow breaking pitch is swung on and missed. And that should have ended the inning. It does not as McGlory picks up his 2nd strikeout. And Chris Henson will be the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 2nd. Southwest had a 7-run inning yesterday. Right now they got a 3-run and a 5-run inning. We are scheduled for 7 innings here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Slow breaking pitch right over the dish for strike 1. Henson struck out looking in the first. Nice pitch on the outside corner. Does not offer at that breaking pitch and misses down by his front foot. Henson from Boone County High School in Florence, Kentucky. If you're driving up I-75 and I-71, just right before you get into Cincinnati, you look on the left and you see the Florence Mall over there on the side that says, and on the big water tower, it says, Florence, y'all. Ball 4 allows Henson to reach. 2nd walk of the inning. Now Preston Rager will stand in. He does. The last thing a batter wants to do is end the inning for the 2nd inning in a row. Preston Rager ended the first with a ground out to Drew Plummer at 2nd. Throw over to first. Henson, the catcher, is back. Henson does have a couple steals. Slow breaking pitch. Knocked down by Lex Falsoni. Scotty Dean is back now with the team. He arrived last night after game 1. Missed the bus yesterday morning. Got a ride down, I think, with his mom. So glad to see that he's okay, feeling all right. Rager hits one out to right center field. Devin Thrain makes a nice catch out there. Does fall to his feet in right center field and loses his lid, but that ends the inning. Well struck baseball by Rager, but a Put a star by that one for Devin Thrain to end the inning. They send 9 to the plate, score 5. I've got 4 unearned runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. 8-1, Southwest Tennessee leads after 2. We'll take a break and be right back for the top of the third. Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. We are in Millington, Tennessee for game 1 of the doubleheader to complete the series against Southwest Tennessee. Ryan Nielsen out on the mound. Probably didn't want anybody to see that last pitch as he sailed one over the head of Chris Henson. But maybe you can feel a little bit at ease out there with an 8-1 lead that Southwest has now. Defeated Vol State 10-4 yesterday. They're looking to win the series here with a game 1 doubleheader victory. 9-1-2 to come to the plate for the Pioneers. Lex Falsoni, Drew Plummer, and Devin Thrain to face Ryan Nielsen in his 3rd inning of work. Falsoni looks at a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. Lex, sophomore from Stewart's Creek High School. He's a Creeker. He and Gage Hoover. And we got one more. Why do I keep forgetting who that one more is? J.D. Speakman. That's why he's a medical redshirt this year. Quiet young man. Had a lot of Stewart's Creek players for the Pioneers. 3-1 count to Lex. Takes a cut, but it almost looked like he wanted to stop as that pitch was boring in on him. And a full count, Ministries full count to Falsoni, who went 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. A double and 2 runs scored, and he's going to walk. Get that speed on the bases, Lex. First walk given up by Nielsen for a guy who's come in and struggled with the strike zone. 14 walks and 13 innings. That's his first in 2+. That'll bring Drew Plummer to the plate. He hit an absolute seed to Bryce Turner at first base in the first inning. Looks at a breaking pitch up. Plum's mom, Stacy, emailed the show yesterday. They're looking at getting one of the bricks in the Alumni patio. Looking forward to installing that brick. Tell you a little bit more about that. Let's get the count updated. I'm missing my man Alec Tromke here, who handles the computer and the switcher. Popped up out of play. Count moves with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nielsen comes to the stretch and delivers. Backs Plummer away, and Plum wanted to see a full count Ministries full count anyway. Coach McGuire down at third base giving the signs. Lucas Wilburn, the first base coach. He's the first-year volunteer assistant coach here. He is giving instruction to Lex Falsoni. Popped up on the right side. Turner over toward the dugout, backs up a few steps, and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. Devin Thrain will step to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. D. Train struck out on a pitch out of the zone in his first plate appearance. He and Drew Plummer were high school teammates at Summit High School. And now they're teammates in their 3rd year in college. Both of them are redshirt sophomores. Came here together, I guess 2.5 years ago. Thrain fouls that one straight back, and he's down in the count 0-2. 2 hits for the Pioneers. Scored their run in the second. Single by Gage Hoover. Ground ball moved him to second. After 2 were out, Reed Mashinsky drove in Hoover with the only run. Breaking pitch winks at the outside corner, and Thrain is rung up on a pitch that was in the left-handed batter's box. As they say, with 2 strikes, don't let the umpire dictate. Now Easton Denning stands in. He hits a drive to deep right field. Back goes Rager, and he runs out of room. Easton Denning has just left the yard. Easton Denning, the freshman from Warren County, hits his 2nd home run of the year and gets the Pioneers a few more runs on the board. That's a strong young man right there, folks. Don't throw it there. Ball leaving the yard today, and there's no wind. Hoover with 2 outs. Looks at a called strike. One ball, 1 strike to Gage. Gage, a sophomore, came in with 4 doubles. He's looking for his first long ball of the year. They got 3 and 1 on the scoreboard. I'm probably wrong. I've got 2 and 1. And it was 3 and 1. There's a second walk of the inning. That will draw a visit from Eric Schoenrock, the head coach. The inning started with a walk to Lex Falsoni. And a pop out and a strikeout before Easton Denning deposited one over the right field wall for a 2-run home run to score Lex Falsoni and himself to draw the Pioneers a little bit closer, 8-3. I look down at the Pioneer bullpen. Nobody moving now. There was a left-hander early. That might have been Braxton Alexander, but if he's going in, he must be ready. But just now, somebody getting started down the right field bullpen for the Salukis. Let me get that runner off the base. There are 2 outs, nobody on. I'm sorry. There is. It's Gage Hoover. Carson Sanders stands in. He swings at a breaking pitch just above his hands. Can't get to it. Sanders grounded out to second in the 2nd inning. Another slider misses low and away. Carson with a couple home runs. He's now tied. He and Lex Falsoni, Drew Plummer, and Easton Denning swings at a high fastball and comes up empty. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sanders would love to break the tie right here, but he can't get to that fastball. Nielsen strikes out Sanders to finish the third, but the Pioneers put 2 on the board on 1 hit. The big fly by Denning, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 8-3 as we are through 2.5 innings. A lot of scoring going on here. Wind blowing out just a little bit to right field. We'll see what happens as we do have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We'll go ahead and tell you about him right now. It's not Braxton Alexander. It is a left-hander, though. Carter Waltz from Springfield, Tennessee. He's a Springfield Yellow Jacket. Waltzy, the first one to get down to the breakfast area today, so he says. I wasn't down there to see him, but 5'10", 155-pound sophomore. He's actually from Coopertown, Tennessee. Played baseball for the Springfield Yellow Jackets. A general studies major, the son of Richard and Melanie Waltz, younger brother to Noah. Grandson of Pops and Nana in Hendersonville, Granny in Coopertown. Granddaddy and Graham in Springfield. Carter on in relief of Jack McLaurie. He goes 2 innings, gives up 6 hits, 8 runs. I've got 7 of those earned. Walked 1 batter, struck out 2, gave up 3 home runs in the game. Did not hit a batter. Faced 15. Lefty on lefty matchup here to begin the bottom of the third, and slider from Waltz misses outside. Casserly leading off for the second straight inning. He walked and scored. Pops this one up into shallow left field. Gage Hoover will come on. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Waltz making his 4th appearance of the year. 4 innings of work as he pours in a strike there to Jonathan Walsh. He's given up 6 hits, 4 runs that were earned, walked 3, struck out 2. He does have a win. He's 1-0 on the season. My memory's right. That may have been game 1 of the year. 1-1 pitch, check swing, called strike. Walsh singled to left after Casserly walked in the second. Ultimately came around to score on the 2-run home run by Sammy Chapman. I'd say that he scored on the sacrifice fly by Logan Luckett. Bright scored on the home run. Breaking pitch misses outside. The full count Ministries, full count. On deck, Matthew Bright. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the third. Check swing, check down at first base, and he says he went. Just outside of your view, our first base umpire rings up Jonathan Walsh, and I believe the Pioneers might have gotten one back there. There's the first strikeout for Waltz. the master carpenter. Bright swings and misses. Another breaking pitch stays inside. Bright, with runners at first and second, laid down a bunt that was fielded by the first baseman, Easton Denning, but he threw wildly to first base. So Bright reached. That breaking pitch sails right across the plate for strike two. And Bright later scored on Sammy Chapman's 2-run home run. Put the Salukis up 7-1 at that time. Foul ball, and that caught the plate umpire, knocked his mask off. And now the base umpire will come in, check with his compadre behind the plate, make sure he's okay. Anytime you take one to the mask, you might need a little bit of a break and a breather. Apparently, he's satisfied that he can distinguish home ground balls or bases and balls and strikes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Ground ball to Denning. Get me out of this inning, Easton. 3 unassisted in a 1-2-3 inning for Carter Waltz. That's the kind of relief the Pioneers are looking for there after giving up 3 in the first and 5 in the second. Carter settles things down for Vol State. Do want to thank Summit Concrete for their support of Vol State baseball. Remodeled the bullpens in the fall of 2021 and added some outfield fence posts. Chuck Akers, the former owner of Summit Concrete family, still owns the business as far as I know. Chuck passed away this past December. Former player for Coach McGuire at MTSU, and as I understand it, was always willing to help Coach when he needed it. Also like to thank some other supporters that are also former Vol State or MTSU players for Coach McGuire. The Curbing Edge, Troy and Stacy Harp, owners there. Troy played for MTSU, as did Lee Marbett, the owner of the Rock Place, who is the son of Bill Marbett, one of the owners of Game Time Sports Field and Line to Line, Stephen Dodson and their crew that support Vol State baseball. And also Tommy Decker over at Wilson Bank and Trust, a former player at MTSU. They've got a sign out there on the wall at Pioneer Field. And you could as well. Send me an email at treesports. Says right up the middle. Bobbled, but throw not made. As A.J. Armstrong leads off the inning with a single. Swinging at the first pitch. Armstrong leads off the top of the fourth. Now Mashinsky, who has a hit and an RBI, steps to the plate, looks at a breaking pitch up. .63. Reed Mashinsky's looking at another tall pitch. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. And that one's yanked. As there is some folks loosening in the Saluki bullpen. Nielsen in his 3 appearances has gone 13 2/3. Gets a strike call there. I believe it's his 3rd year out of high school, out of Collierville High School. Runner stays put, and there's a pitch down low. Ball 4. Third walk of the game for Nielsen. Puts runners at first and second. And Tucker Lorenz at the plate. Lorenz struck out to end the second. Down by 5. You're not going to be squaring around the bunt here. You need balls getting into a gap or down the line. Chris Henson's going to call timeout and go out and have a chat with Nielsen. See if he can calm the right-hander down. Henson, a freshman, which is not always an easy thing to do, but as a catcher, you need to be that the field general. I was telling somebody the other day, as a former catcher, that's how I got my scholarship to go to Belmont, was as a catcher. Didn't play catcher there much, but I grew up playing it. Coaches kept on saying, you got to control things. You see everything all in front of you, and you've got to run it. So one of your jobs is to try to settle your pitcher down if you can. 1-0 pitch. Lorenz check swing. Pitches outside. Tucker's 5'10", 170 pounds from Sweetwater High School. And ball 3. Nielsen might be getting squeezed just a hair. Honestly, I never thought 330 was a good number for a pitcher. Nobody wants to be 3-0. It's better than 4-0, I guess, and that's what happened right there. 4 straight. And that loads the bases. Now Lex Falsoni, who's got 2 big flies in 2 games, steps to the plate. He actually had 2 home runs in his first game that he played. It's in his first 3 at-bats. First pitch he saw in the 2025 season. He hit out in left field. Takes a hack at a breaking pitch there. That's telling right there from a pitcher. You just walked a batter to load the bases on 4 straight pitches, and what do? You throw a breaking pitch to the number 9 hitter. There's a fastball that misses. I'm pretty sure that's what Lex was expecting when he came to the plate. He's going to come at me with a fastball, try to get me over fastball, but he threw a breaking pitch. There's another one, and Falsoni swings and misses. Having trouble picking up the breaking pitches, Falsoni. He walked and scored in the 3rd. Ball State looking to get back in this game. Spiked in the ground, and Henson makes a nice stop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with the top of the lineup looming for the Pioneers, trying to get back in the game, down 8-3. Falsoni swings and misses. Sixth strikeout of the ball game for Nielsen. That brings up Plummer, who's 0 for 2. Plum hit a grand slam last year against Lake Area Academy. His Poppy was reminding me about that in an email yesterday. He's got a couple home runs this year. Hit one yesterday, 2-run shot. And Nielsen walking around the mound trying to figure out what's going on. Right-hander on the first base side of the rubber, comes to the stretch and delivers. That's going to miss. That's been a strike. I can understand his frustration, but he now has a 3-ball, no strike count. Armstrong at third, Mashinsky at second, Tucker Lorenz down at first. Single walk and a walk. And there is ball 4. Plummer has just received a 4-pitch walk and picks up an easy RBI, and that's going to be the end of the afternoon for Ryan Nielsen. See, now has walked 5 batters. I think that was a left-hander that was loosening in the bullpen, but we'll take a break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return right here on the Vol State Sports Network.
Hey, Jake, that personal price you gave me was a home run. I can't wait to give you some free baseball lessons.
Man, I'm really excited about this myself. But you do realize the thing with Toyota and Gallatin is everybody gets the personal price. It's what makes us special.
Wait, what? Everybody gets it?
Everybody gets it.
Let's play ball.
Okay.
Jake, you ready?
Let's do this, Coach. Hey, Coach, this is pretty easy.
We'll see about that.
Oh, I think I pulled something.
Yeah, better luck next time, old man.
I think I'm done, Coach. Call 911.
New pitcher on for Southwest Tennessee. It's a left-hander. It's a freshman, 5'10", 185-pound from Glencoe, Illinois. And he is on with the bases loaded and 1 out. He will face right-handed hitting Devin Thrain. Declan's got a 4.50 ERA. He's got 3 appearances. 2 of those are in relief. 8 innings of work, 11 hits, 8 runs given up, but only 4 of those were earned. Walked 2, struck out 8, but has plunked 5 opponents. Not a good time right now to be plunking batters. That'll be RBIs, as Drew Plummer just received a bases-loaded walk. Ryan Nielsen departs. He goes 3 1/3 innings, 4 hits. Right now, 4 runs. But the 3 runners on base are his responsibility. 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Did give up 1 long ball. Faced 19 batters. Devin Thrain will step to the plate. He's got a couple Ks on the score sheet right now, and he's looking to put bat on the ball. As Reed Mashinsky now at third, Tucker Lorenz at second, and Drew Plummer is at first base. Breaking pitch misses low and away, and Devin Thrain, for some reason, is picking up a baseball that falls at the feet of Chris Henson. You're not allowed to do that. But Thrain just trying to be helpful. Leave the baseball alone, Devin. It's a live ball. Ground ball to the left side. They go to the short way to second, but can't get the double play. And that will score another run. But now the Pioneers pick up another out. Eight to 5 as Thrain will pick up the RBI on the fielder's choice. And now Easton Denning could tie it up with another big fly. Lefty on lefty. Breaking pitch away. Denning hit the first pitch he saw in that second plate appearance. Out to right field. We got runners at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line and Game Time Sports Field. Thanks to Stephen Dotson and Bill Marbett. Another stop by Henson behind the plate. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. So Thrain at first and Tucker Lorenz at third base. Lorenz reached on a walk. 3 walks in the inning by Nielsen. And 3-ball, no strike count to Denning with Gage Hoover on deck. Denning 1 for 2 at a 2-run home run in the third. Looking to continue the inning. That was a 2-out, 2-run home run as well. Looks like the wind blowing in from right field now. 3-0 pitch, misses away, and that's ball 4. The bases are loaded again. And Gage Hoover will step to the plate. He's 1 for 1. Singled and scored leading off the second, and then later walked, but was stranded at first. Is it Hoover time with the bases juiced? First pitch to Gage, misses low and away. There are still personnel down in the right field bullpen. Actually, it's Nielsen standing down there. Fastball misses away. Jody Zimmerly probably not listening in, but if he is, he'd make sure that I said it right this time. It's not Mississippi State that says ball 6, ball 6. It's Texas A&M. That's ball 7 from the Aggies, but the Aggies aren't here. So Declan Spinner on in relief of Ryan Nielsen. Hoover takes one right down Broadway for a called strike. 3-1 now. 1 hit in the inning. That was the leadoff infield single by A.J. Armstrong. He's come around to score. Hoover is going to draw the walk. They checked with the base umpire to see if he went, but he did not go. And that's an 8-6 score now. Now Thrain is at third. Easton Denning at second, and Gage Hoover is at first base. And Carson Sanders, the 9th batter, to come to the plate here. Ball State with only 1 hit. Get a big hit right here, and Ball State could be tied or in the lead. Swing and a miss. That left-handed fastball tailed away from Sanders. He's up at the plate with 2 outs for the 2nd straight inning. And again, the last thing you want to do is make the last out 2 straight innings. And looks at that pitch wide of the mark. Son of a couple colonels, Jared and Jill, is Carson Sanders, the sophomore. Swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. Sanders could not handle Spinner. Picks up his first strikeout and leaves the bases loaded. There was 1 hit in the inning, 3 runs. Those were charged to Nielsen. No errors, 3 runners left on base. Pioneers making it a game, though. It's 8-6. Ball State trails. Final line for Jack McLaury, 2 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Carter Waltz retired the only 3 batters that he faced in the 3rd inning. And 1-2-3 due up for Southwest Tennessee to face the left-hander from Springfield High School. Luckett is a single and just hit one out to left field. That will leave the yard just over the yellow line on the wall as a line drive. Luckett gets one of them back for the Salukis. Luckett's 4th home run of the year. Squaring around a bunt is Chapman. He pulls the bat back as the ball was headed toward him. Chapman has a 2-run home run and 2 plate appearances. Lefty on lefty, and the breaking pitch crosses right across home plate. Pop up on the right side. Denning right in foul territory will make the catch for out number 1. Chapman now 1 for 3. Tylen Graves steps to the plate. He's 2 for 2. Singled and scored in the first. That was an infield single, and then drove one out to left field, a solo shot as he and Sammy Chapman went back-to-back. That was in the 5-run 2nd inning. Waltz curls a breaking pitch right across the plate for a called strike. Check swing did not go. Pitch is high and away. Graves won a hit in yesterday's contest. He's now 3 for his last 3 as his hit came in the last at-bat that he had. As Waltz nibbles on that outside corner yet again. Graves looks up and says, "You got to be kidding me. That ball caught the plate." Down in the count 1-2 with Bryce Turner looking on. Swing and a miss. And Graves goes down for the first time today. 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Waltz. Says he's a master carpenter. Wants to be involved in construction management down the road. His father is a division manager at the Clarksville Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone yard up in Clarksville. His mom works for the Rogers Group. Foul tip at the plate. Turner's just a check swing and holding up as that ball was riding in on him. Just got a piece of the bat. Just misses. Not sure if Richard and Melanie came on the trip or they are listening at home. Back in Coopertown. Smashed to short. Backhanded by Lorenz. Throw on to first. Could not be dug out of there by Denning, and it's a 2-out base runner. Put that error on Tucker Lorenz. Got to it pretty quickly, and he gave Denning a little bit of a between hop at first. So 2nd error of the game for Vol State. and allows Chris Henson to come to the plate. Waltz tries to nip at the outside corner. This one does not get called. Henson 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Waltz delivers. That breaking pitch is down. Waltz looking right at the runner. Throws a little bit high and toward the outfield of first base, but Turner gets back in time. Waltz is crafty now. He'll pick you off. Shot out in right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Thrain trying to cut it off. He does. Won't be able to keep Turner from rounding second and going to third. So that puts runners at the corners with 2 out for the Salukis, who already have 1 run in the inning. First hit of the day for Henson. And the 8th hit of the ball game for the Salukis. Bullpen for the Pioneers gets busy as Preston Rager comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 and in danger of ending the inning for the 3rd time. Pitches high and away for ball 1. Ground out in the first to end the inning, flew out in the second that ended the inning. Did not bat in the third as Waltz went 1-2-3, facing 7-8-9. Breaking pitch catches the corner. Failed to mention that our first email came before we even came on the broadcast as Waltz steps off, throws over to first. Joy Newsom, that's Drew Moorhead's Grandma Loco up in Bowling Green. I'm sure she is watching and listening. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. And Waltz a strike away from getting out of the inning. Email from Richard says they are watching at home. Got that big 85-inch TV up in the living room. A lot of off-speed pitches from Waltz. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 4th, we're scheduled for 7 innings. Thanks for the email, Richard. Let's get us an out right here. 2-2. Grounded to the left side. That's going to be a tough play. AJ's going to go the short way, though, and he was able to cut that off. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get over there, but Rager has grounded into a fielder's choice. 5-4 if you're scoring at home, and I don't know why you would, but 1 run on 2 hits in the inning. 1 error did not come back to bite the Pioneers. 2 runners left on base. We are through 4 innings, and it is a ball game. 9-6, the Salukis lead. We'll take a break and be right back. A.J. Armstrong will lead off the top of the fifth for the Pioneers. Led off the top of the fourth and had an infield single right up the middle. Was knocked down by Logan Luckett, but he couldn't make a throw to get Armstrong. Facing Declan Spinner, and spins a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Armstrong 1 for 2. Down in the count, 0-2. The pitch whispered at the outside corner. 6'1", 225-pound freshman from Cannon County High School, the son of Jack and Sharon Armstrong. Brother to Kaylee. Hello to Paul and Nana in Woodbury. Fine young man. AJ is part of the Full Count Ministries 242 discipleship group. One of 4 freshmen that just kept on bothering me about being part of the Bible study. I said, no freshmen, no freshmen. Kept on. 2-2 pitch sails outside, and we'll have a Full Count Ministries Full Count. Go to fullcountministries.com. You can see all the ministries doing for baseball players, not only in Middle Tennessee, but in Birmingham, Alabama, and around the world, Nicaragua. Drilled down the third baseline. Gloved by Graves. His throw to first in the dirt. Not able to be handled by Turner, and Armstrong is on to lead off the fifth. E5. That's how that will be scored. Broadcasting in the booth right next to me is Jay Harper on the Game Time Sports Network. Guessing he's experiencing some difficulties. I'm not hearing him talk. There he is. Usually hearing him talk while I'm talking, but it's quiet here. I thought maybe he ran out of juice or something. 1 ball to Mashinsky, and make it 2 balls and no strikes. So Armstrong 1 for 3 now. That's a hot shot down to third base. Tylen Graves able to make the play, gloving it. His throw, though, was just a little low to Turner. Henson tried to stick that one. It's just a hair too far outside for a home plate umpire. Again, not sure if it's Tyler Green or Tony Young. I think it's the same group that we had yesterday. 3-0 pitch coming with a runner at first base. Is in there for a called strike. Mashinsky, RBI single in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. Talked to him a little bit before the game and told him, I said, I'm pulling for you, Reed. Third-year player. There's ball 4. Puts runners at first and second. I don't think I've ever met his parents. I'm sure they've listened into several broadcasts. Mike and Karen Mashinsky from Bradenton, Florida. Grampy and Grammy in Sarasota as well. Probably watching and listening in as Reed walks for the second time. Third walk by Declan Spinner. 6 batters that he's faced, and now brings up Tucker Lorenz. See if he is hitting away. He is. The pitch misses outside. It's Spinner's asking about where it is, and it's in the right-handed batter's box. They'll give you that river that's between home plate and the line of the opposing batter's box, but that would have hit a right-handed batter there. And a right-hander is warming in Southwest bullpen. This might be the last batter that Spinner faces. He should have a runner at first with 1 out. Instead, he has 2 on and nobody out. Lorenz takes the pitch. Might have been a called take by head coach Jim McGuire down at third base. He's in his 37th year of coaching. head coach at Rend Lake. Lorenz comes around on the check swing. He's the head coach at Rend Lake for 4 years. Then he became an assistant coach at MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, under Steve Peterson for 20 years. That's going to be clobbered out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and the bases will be loaded again as Lorenz picks up his first hit of the game and of the series. He's now 1 for 6 in the series. Just a reach out and touch me right there for the freshman. And I'll bring up Falsoni. Second time he's come to the plate with the bases loaded in 2 straight innings. See what Lex can do here. Falsoni looks at ball 1. He was facing Ryan Nielsen, though. He was the last out. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Falsoni walked and scored in the third and then struck out with the bases loaded in the fourth. .5'11", 220 pounds. And he goes down swinging. I thought that was only the first strike, but trying to do too many things here, apparently. First out of the inning via the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Spinner. Brings the top of the order up. Plummer walked with the bases loaded. Looks at strike 1. Plum looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2. That one's going to wink at the outside corner again, and Plum is putting his bat down and saying, look, I don't need to fight you and the pitcher. Umpire widening the zone. He doesn't widen it that far there, but no reason to throw the ball over the plate if the umpire's going to call it that far outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Plum. Tapper is going to be a tough play. Spinner is going to try to underhand glove. Not in time. A.J. Armstrong with the head first dive at the plate. So the question is, scoring-wise, of course, Armstrong scores an unearned run. Everybody else moves up, and the bases stay loaded. Is that an infield single? Or is that a fielder's choice? I'm going to say he did not have a play at Plummer, and I'm going to say that he did not get Armstrong at the plate. So called strike to Devin Thrain. So an infield single scores. That ball gets away. And that's going to score another one. I think that's a wild pitch, but let's see if I can even see that again. Don't have my iPad here. That pitch gets down. Can't really tell by looking at my replay. 3 balls and a strike. That's ball 4 to Thrain. It loads the bases again. That's got to be the last batter that Spinner will face. And out of the dugout comes Eric Schoenrock, and that will. So the 4th walk is the final batter faced by Spinner, and that'll bring somebody out of the bullpen for Southwest. We'll take a break, tell you about the new pitcher. We return on the Vol State Sports Network. Well, like I said, they're going to leave him in. I guess a lefty on lefty matchup trumps bringing in the right-hander to face Denning with the bases loaded. So no change here. Breaking pitch misses up and away. 9-8 pitchers duel here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Not bringing anything in that Denning can handle, at least on the first 2 pitches. He's 1 for 2 as a 2-run home run and a walk. Absolutely not even close on 3 pitches. Second time that Spinner has faced Denning. Inning started with an error. 3-0 pitch, Denning takes. He's got power the opposite way, so you throw a strike on that outside, he can extend his arms. He can put 4 on the board real quick. Pioneers with 2 in the inning. Just missed that one. Well, a full count, Ministries full count to the 6'3", 215-pound freshman from Warren County High School. He's a biology major with the Pioneers, the son of Terry and Sierra Denning. Pappy and Nani in McMinnville. Papa and Granite also in McMinnville. Fouls that one off. And hello to Stacy and Gigi in Dunlap, Tennessee. That'll be a good time for his first granny. Fly ball out to center field. This will get a run home. Catch is made by Casserly in center field, and that's going to tie the ball game. And the Pioneers have clawed themselves all the way back. That scores Lorenz from third. And now that will end the afternoon for Declan Spinner. See who we got coming in. Number 27. Ian Dittmer, 6'2", 200-pound sophomore from Eldridge, Iowa. Last year played for the Clinton Lumber Kings. The information that I had from the internet, and you know you can believe everything you read on the internet. Take a break. Let's see if I can get my scorecard fixed up. Tell you how the stats have laid out for Mr. Declan Spinner when we return. Right here on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. We are all tied here, 9-9. Vol State has put up 3 here in the 5th inning to tie the game. Southwest had an 8-1 lead after 2. Vol State has crawled back to tie the score on Easton Denning's sacrifice fly with the bases loaded, driving in Tucker Lorenz. New pitcher is Ian Dittmer, the sophomore from Iowa. Dittmer on for his 5th appearance of the year. 3 1/3 innings of work, 3 hits, 4 runs. They were earned, walked 7, struck out 1, and has hit 1 batter. He's going to face Gage Hoover with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Vol State with only 2 hits in the inning. First pitch is in the dirt, and that will move the runners up. So wild pitch moves Thrain down to second base and Plummer to third. And Hoover has to back away from the plate. This count goes 2-0. Two-0 pitch, 2 outs, 2 on, is high. There's ball 4. Hoover's going to stroll on down to first base with his 3rd walk in 3 innings. Carson Sanders, he is praying right now. Don't make the 3rd out for the 3rd straight inning. Sanders swing and a miss. Just relax, Carson, and let it go. You're a good baseball player. 0 for 3 in this game. Ground out, a couple strikeouts. Put his team on top with a knock right here. Drills one high and deep to left field, but the Sammy Chapman will get back on that one. So he put a charge in it, but just did not get enough lift. So a line out to left field ends the inning. Pioneers do send 9 more to the plate. They score 3. I'll have to figure up how many of those are earned. At least one of them was not earned. 2 hits in the inning on my score sheet. 1 big error. And 3 runners left on for the 2nd inning in a row. All tied up. We are headed to the bottom of the 5th. And in the middle of the 5th, we get to our Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone Alumni Spotlight. Today's Game 1 Alumni Spotlight is Philip A. Toms, T-O-M-S. He's a catcher back in my era. I don't know him, but he played at Vol State in 1977 and 1978. Played there probably with a friend of mine, Johnny Angel. And so he's got a brick in the alumni patio that's just inside the fenced area at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. And you can get one for your sophomore or player who's leaving after this year. Maybe there's a redshirt freshman that's been here a couple of years and they're ready to move on. But send me an email at treesports@gmail.com and I'll send you the information, give you the form to fill out. It's $100 to get a brick made, put their name on it, the years they played, the positions they played, and I will personally put the brick inside and trade out one of the bricks that was provided by Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone. They gave us a pallet of brick pavers, thanks to Randy West, one of the owners, Keith Green, division manager over at the Gallatin Yard. They've been in business since 1879. They have locations in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. Alley, A-L-L-E-Y, dash Cassidy, CASSETTY.com. Tyler Casserly looks at a left-handed pitch. And we have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. That's Brody Prairie out on the mound. Freshman from Rossview High School. So Carter Waltz goes 2 innings. Gives up 2 hits, 1 run. Prairie rocks and fires. That slider missed somewhere. Not sure where that missed, but Brody, a two-way player. He's not gotten a chance to get to the plate as a hitter. This is there. Saw a lefty out there, and then I said, no, that's a different-looking lefty. Prairie walks the first batter he faces. Casserly walked now for the second time. So Jonathan Walsh smokes one in the left field. That's a base hit. First 2 have reached here in the bottom of the 5th. Walsh batting in the 8th hole. Like in Pioneer pitching, I believe that's his 4th hit. It is 4 hits in the series. And left-handed hitting Matthew Bright steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt. He reached on that. Let's see if he's going to square around the bunt here. He is. Denning charges, but pitches up high. Prairie unable to get the pitch over the plate. 6'2", 195-pound freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee, son of Troy and Shannon Prairie. Dr. Troy, the youngest of 4 boys, Chase, Logan, and Bryce, fouled off to the left. That gets out of play as Prairie gets one over the plate, but Bright did that the last time he tried to sacrifice bunt, fouled it off, and then ended up putting it down nice and pretty in front of the plate. It's a good bunt. Denning had a chance to retire him at first, but his throw went past Plum. That's a pitch outside. Back to a 3-1 count with the top of the order, Logan Luckett on deck. Hello to Grandpa and Grandma Prairie in Jerome, Idaho, and Grandma Irwin in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Squaring around a bunt, and he fouls it again. Full Count Ministries, full count. Brody Prairie, one of the 4 freshmen. He, A.J. Armstrong, Drew Moorhead, and Jaden Perez, the 4 freshmen part of the group. 7 upperclassmen. To them here in just a little bit. Prairie's 5th appearance of the year. He has 2 saves, leads the club. 3 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs. Popped up, might be playable. Easton Denning over, and that will land just inside the dugout for a full count first pitch foul ball. Pioneers just missed getting an easy out there, but Bright lives to hit again here with full count. Nobody out. The first 2 have reached on a walk and a single. Lorenz working behind, and Prairie will step off and not throw, so there's his one and only disengagement allowed for this batter. This batter is about finished, so it shouldn't be a problem. 9-9 in the bottom of the fifth. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss on a disappearing slider. Down goes Bright. First strikeout for Prairie. Brings Logan Luckett to the plate. 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He's got a single, sacrifice fly, and a home run. And Trevor Mucci's going to come out. Guess I ought to put the strikeout up here on the board. Trevor Mucci's going to come out and have a chat with Prairie about Logan Luckett. Would assume about how to pitch to the sophomore. Luckett a year ago played in all 56 games. Started every game for the Salukis. Hit .285. Ended with 8 home runs, 42 RBIs. And the 42 RBIs led the Salukis in that category. He was 1 home run behind Sammy Chapman, who's playing left field today. Chapman hit his second of the year earlier in this game. 4 home runs hit by the Salukis today. Logan Luckett, one of them, hit his 4th. Pitch in the artificial turf blocked by Falsoni. So 17 home runs between the guys at the plate and the on-deck circle last year for the Salukis. Top 2 home run men. They're in the 1 and 2 spot this year in Eric Schoenrock's lineup. Prairie misses with the fastball. Prairie 5 strikeouts in his 3 innings of work. Has had trouble locating the baseball in the strike zone. 2-0 pitch. This is high and away, and Brody's going to have to fight his way back here against Logan Luckett. Left-handed hitting Sammy Chapman in the on-deck circle as a right-hander is warming in the Vol State bullpen. 3-0 pitch coming. Prairie delivers. That's low, and the bases are loaded. See if Jim McGuire does what Schoenrock did in the last half inning. Says we'll go lefty on lefty matchup as Brody Prairie's high school teammate loosens in the Pioneer bullpen. That's Drew Moorhead. Chapman looks at a called strike. Good start for Prairie. 1 out and a base is loaded. Bases have been loaded for both teams often today. A lot of times for Vol State. A lot of walks. Swing and a miss on a high fastball there. Prairie looking to pick up a strikeout here. He's got 1 in the inning. Walk to Casserly, a single by Jonathan Walsh into left field, and a strikeout of Bright after he attempted to lay down sacrifice bunt. And now a hit by pitch is going to give Southwest Tennessee the lead. It's the first plunked batter of the day for either team. And now Tylen Graves steps to the plate, the 3-hole hitter. Jim McGuire going to let Prairie pitch to him and sends it out to center field. Devin Thrain's going to make the catch. He throws high into Denning, but that's going to be another run for Southwest as they take a 2-run lead on the sacrifice fly by Graves. Cleanup hitter Bryce Turner steps to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. He's 1 for 3, grounds 1 foul. Third base coach knocks it down, throws it into the dugout. Artificial turf field here. We're playing at USA Stadium. There's, I don't know, 7 or 8 fields here, I think. I think all but one are fully turfed. So they're having to play with the molded cleats. I saw Scotty Dean busted out a brand new molded cleats. There's in there for a called strike. And Prairie ahead in the count 0-2. 2 walks and a hit batter in the inning to go along with Walsh's single. But the runs have scored on a hit batter and a sac fly. Let's see what Prairie dials up here on 0-2. It's high and away, and it's going to get by Falsoni. Probably a wild pitch would be how that's scored. Falsoni's going to tell you he should have had it. We got another one to play after this one, folks. 20 runs in the game so far. We're going to 7. This is low and away there, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Turner. Chris Henson waiting for his turn in the 5th. Brody Prairie would just as soon he bat in the 6th. Prairie, the 3rd pitcher on for Vol State. Second left-hander, and he tried to nibble at that outside corner and didn't get the call. Full count Ministries, full count to Bryce Turner, cleanup hitter for Southwest Tennessee. Prairie looks into Falsoni for the sign. He has it, comes to the stretch, and delivers. Popped up on the left side, A.J. Armstrong. He's going to now have to come in, and he's battling and makes the catch. He originally went back. Whoops. I keep hitting the wrong button there. We're fading to black, folks. Fading to black. Armstrong went back and then had to come in. Prairie thought he was going to have to make the catch, but Armstrong recovered and retired Turner. 2 runs on just 1 hit. No errors. 2 runners left on base. We are headed to the 6th. 11-9, Southwest Tennessee leads. You're watching Vol State Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. A.J. Armstrong leading off for the third straight inning, facing Ian Dittmer, the third pitcher on for the Salukis. And he spikes the first pitch into the turf for ball one. Armstrong grounded out to short in the second inning, singled to lead off the fourth, came around to score, and reached on an error leading off the fifth. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Armstrong, Mashinsky, and Lorenz. The Pioneers are now down after tying the game in the top of the fifth inning. Gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the fifth. Fastball missed somewhere, maybe down. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes. A lot of walks in this game. I got 9 by Southwest. Right down the Broadway there for strike one. And I'm missing one because there's 10. Make it 11. That's right. Dittmer now has 2. That's where my count was. Mashinsky started to go. Does not offer at the pitch that's missed inside. Mashinsky has walked twice and singled, drove in a run, scored twice. So he's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Leans back away from that fastball inside as another right-hander is warming in the bullpen. And a timeout is called as Eric Schoenrock with the red toboggan has already made the call. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. New pitcher Mason Little delivers a strike on the 2-0 count. They got the wrong count up on the scoreboard. Now they've corrected it. It's Mashinsky. Backs away from an inside pitch there. Count goes 3-1. Strike 2 brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. Mason Little on for his 4th appearance of the year. He has 2 saves, bringing him in early. 3-2 pitch is down, ball 4. And I'm not sure. I think that walk actually might get charged to Dittmer. I have to go back and look. I know that there's some rules to that. I'd have to check with my guy Ken Stegall over at the scorers table. Now the tying runs are on base for Tucker Lorenz. I'm going to actually give that one to Dittmer. Squares around a bunt, pulls the bat back, nearly hits his back foot. Nice snag by Chris Henson, the catcher. There's the bunt laid down. They're going to go to third and get the lead runner. Armstrong retired 1-5. So the sack bunt does not work. Runners stay at first and second with 1 out. Now Lex Falsoni steps to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple strikeouts. Is it Falsoni time as a breaking pitch misses outside? Little has not given up an earned run. He's given up 2 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. Lex gets a piece of that one. Fouls it straight back. Thanks for joining me on the Fall State Sports Network Game 1 of the doubleheader. Game 2 will start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Fall State trying to even the conference series here with a win. It'll be a comeback victory. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Falsoni struggling to get bat on the ball, put it in play here today. Drives one to left field. That will get down in front of Chapman. They're going to send the runner. Falsoni is going to hang tight at first base with an RBI single, as that ball died when it got out there down that left field line. And runners will be at the corners. Tying run down at third base. Falsoni now 1 for 3. Mashinsky came around to score, and Lorenz moves over to third base. Pioneers with runners at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line and Game Time Sports Field. Done a lot to help Pioneer Field be ready to play baseball. As the slider misses low and away from Little. That run charged to Ian Dittmer. Dittmer came on for Spinner. Drilled down to right field or out to right field. Going back, and that ball's left the yard. Drew Plummer, 3-run home run. Oppo Taco goes plumb. Bow up, big boy. Ball State takes their first lead of the game, and there's the first earned run given up by Mason Little this year. That ball just kept going and going and going. As Thrain swings and misses. Give Plum 3 RBIs. So he picks up his third. Called strike to D-Train. Second hit of the ball game by Plummer, and Thrain nearly hit with that pitch. Has to back away from that inside fastball. Thrain 0 for 3. Looking for his first base hit. Back-to-back hits by Falsoni and Plummer, brought to you by Hit After Hit. So we have a Full Count Ministries full count. Hit After Hit owned by Lem Pilkington, the Rawlings contact for the Pioneers. Ball 4 puts Thrain on base. So the first walk on my score sheet given up by Mason Little as he came in with a 2-0 count on Mashinsky. And ultimately threw ball 4. Now Easton Denning steps to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Ball State with a 13-11 lead. Breaking pitch smiles at the inside corner for a called strike. Denning has a 2-run home run. Also has a sacrifice fly on an RBI. He's also walked, struck out. Looked like a changeup misses down. Fly ball out to deep right field. Back goes Rager on the track, and he makes the catch. I think he thinks that's the third out. Finally realizes it's not and throws the ball back in. And Denning was just a few feet away from getting his second home run of the ball game. Thrain stays at first base, and that'll bring Gage Hoover to the plate. Perfect at the plate. Check swing. I'll check with the base umpire, says he did not go. Hoover singled and scored in the second and has had 3 straight walks. This is the 4th inning in a row that Gage Hoover has batted in the inning. And he is looking at 2-ball, no strike count. Mason Little, the 4th pitcher on for Southwest Tennessee. Swing and a miss, take a hack, Gage. Fouled out of play. That goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little comes set. Thrain stays put. Fastball misses up. We'll have a Full Count Ministries. Full count. We're going to go out of the Bible app today. So if you get the daily verse reminders, a runner goes, pitch misses out, and Hoover is racking up the on base, and Carson Sanders comes to the plate again with 2 out and 2 on. Carson gave it a ride to left field in his last at-bat at a line drive that was caught by Sammy Chapman. Is it Sanders time? Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Carson 0 for 4. He's what you call due. Came in hitting .381. And a called strike there. He's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little works quickly, and he gets Sanders swinging and missing. As Sanders makes the third out for the fourth straight inning, as Ball State has sent 9 batters to the plate in the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. First strikeout for Little. The third time that Sanders has gone down. Pioneers score 4 in the inning. Big blow was a 3-run home run by Drew Plummer to right field. There were 2 hits in the inning as he and Falsoni went back-to-back. No errors and 2 runners left on base. Ball State has left 10 runners on in 6 innings. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Looks like Brody Prairie back out for the Pioneers.
A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a detective working on cases, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at volstate.edu. Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. If you desire to make a difference in your community, visit volstate.edu to learn more.
Bottom of the 6th we go. Scheduled for 7 innings. Ian Dittmer did not allow a hit. Trying to work through his line. I believe he walked 3 is how that's going to shake out. Walked the first batter he faced. That was Gage Hoover. And then walked the leadoff batter, A.J. Armstrong, and then went 2-0 on Mashinsky. And the first pitch delivered by Prairie. It's in there for a called strike to Chris Henson. Henson's 1 for 2, strikeout, a walk, and a single. Prairie, the third Pioneer pitcher. Faced 7 batters in the 5th inning. Struck out 1, walked 2, and hit a batter. Gave up 2 runs in the inning. Fouled off to the right side. That'll get out of play. Got moves 2 balls and 2 strikes. 24 runs in the ball game, folks. Only 2 innings or half innings where runs were not scored. Ball State trying to make it 3. Pioneers did not score in the first, but scored 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 each in the 4th and the 5th, and 4 in the 6th as Prairie walks the leadoff batter for the 2nd inning, and that's going to be the end of the line for Brody Prairie. So Jim McGuire not waiting in this inning, so that is Prairie's 3rd walk. And he's got a chance to pick up a win if this reliever coming in. I think that's Drew Moorhead. That walk into the mound. Moorhead will try to pick up his high school teammate. Brody Prairie, Moorhead's 5'11", 195 pounds, from Clarksville, Tennessee. He's a general studies major, the son of Jeff and Leishan Moorhead. And he's got Grandma Loco up in Bowling Green. She's probably still listening in. She sent the email in early. As Moorhead will be on with 1 on, nobody out here in the 6th inning. Drew has 2 wins on the year. He also has a save. This is his 5th appearance, 4th in relief. 9 2/3 innings, giving up 10 hits, 10 runs, 6 of those are earned, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts. Has plunked 3 batters, a 5.59 ERA. He has looked stellar at times, and he's looked not so stellar. Pioneers hoping this is the time right here as he will face 6 and 7. Hopefully he's going to look for a, haven't had a Dudette double play today. Do want to thank Dudette Communications and their support of Vol State baseball. The owner is Craig Sennard, father of Luke Sennard, who's now pitching in the Atlanta Braves organization, former Beach Buccaneer, and pitched at Western Kentucky, then moved up to Indiana University. Also, most notably for us, he played for Full Count Rhythm parts of the first 2 seasons. Earned his nickname the Cadillac. Luke Sennard, 6'8", right-handed pitcher. Dial it up there in the mid to upper 90s. Moorhead's first movement is to throw over to first base and move the catcher back. Don't think they've pinch run for him. Well, you'd be wrong. There is a pinch runner at first base. Didn't catch that in between that pitching change. Jordan Johns is the pinch runner at first. So we'll have a new catcher in the top of the 7th. Have no idea where that pitch missed. But it's ball 2. Throw over. Let's see if Johns has a stolen base attempt. He does not. This is his 4th game of the year. Slider in there for a called strike. That's the pitch that I've noticed that Moorhead goes to when he needs a strike. Not afraid to throw it down. In the count. Ileana Menendez has checked in on the chat. I thought our chat was turned off, but somehow or another she works back line or something like that on the Vol State chat. I don't turn it off. It's somebody else has turned it off, but JC's mom has. She's got access that not the rest of us have. She might be a secret agent down there in Miami. Is your name really Ileana Menendez? That's the question. Glad to have you watching today. Sliced into right field. Diving catch by Mashinsky. Nice play by Reed out there. Put a star by that one for out number 1. Rager has lined out. That'll bring up Tyler Casserly. Moorhead with a ground ball might be able to get out of the inning. Changeup misses down. Hoover still in left, Thrain in center. Mashinsky with the sparkling play out in right field. A.J. Armstrong at third, Tucker Lorenz at short. Drew Plummer at second, Easton Denning at first, and Lex Falsoni just caught ball 2 on the outside corner. That pitch catches that elusive corner. Brody Prairie started the inning, walked Chris Henson. Pinch runner Jordan Johns came on for Henson at first. And Preston Rager just lined out to Mashinsky, bringing up left-handed hitting Casserly. Another throw over. Casserly has walked and scored twice. He's also flown out to left field. He's 0 for 1. came in hitting .348 to this game. Pitch is spiked, and that will get by Falsoni for ball 3. And another wild pitch by a Pioneer pitcher. Jack McGlory started this game with 2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 8 runs. Was not his day. Carter Waltz came in, settled things down with 2 innings of work. As Casserly walks for the 3rd time today. By my count, 6 walks by Pioneer pitching, but I might be off there. Jonathan Walsh, gotta be careful with him. He will ambush the first pitch he sees. He likes that first one. He's 2 for 3. Has scored twice. The second baseman, number 8 hitter in the Saluki lineup. Does not swing at that off-speed pitch. It sails right in there for a called strike. Moorhead trying to get the Pioneers back in the dugout. Get the sticks going again. Another ball in the turf that gets by Falsoni. Both runners move up. Two wild pitches in the inning by Moorhead. There goes the conventional double play situation. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Carter Waltz did not walk a batter, gave up 2 hits. 1 run, which was earned, did strike out a batter. Off the end of the bat. Walsh way out in front of that one. Pioneers have gone righty, lefty, lefty, righty against Southwest Tennessee. Moorhead sets and delivers a called strike 3 on the outside corner, says our home plate umpire. And that would have been one I wouldn't have been real happy about if I'm a hitter or a Saluki. But folks, don't ever think differently. Pay umpire for outs. You don't pay umpires for runs. You pay them for outs. And that's 2. Matthew Bright stands in. He lines it right into the glove of Drew Plummer. Snagged that one out of the air. Apologize. Thought maybe that center field camera might get that, but Plummer makes the nice catch to get the 3rd out. Put a star by that one, and Bright had 2 RBIs taken away from him on the sparkling play by Drew Plummer. So 2 yellow stars in the book at the bottom of the 6th, and Vol State puts up that elusive 0. No runs, no hits. 2 walks were stranded. And we will go to the final inning, folks. I got to take my shoes off to add all this up. 13-11 is what the scoreboard says. So I believe them. We'll take a break and be right back on the Vol State Sports Network. To the 7th we go. A.J. Armstrong, the second leadoff batter in this game. Looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. A.J. leading off for the 4th straight inning. Just missed. So we have a new catcher in there. Let's see, I'm guessing that is Trip Ray. Who was the catcher in yesterday's game. But with the equipment on, it's hard to see. It is a 1, and I believe that's a 3. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and A.J. Armstrong will be retired here to lead off the 7th. Second strikeout for Mason Little. So Reed Mashinsky fouls the first pitch off that he sees. Mashinsky has walked 3 times, and he scored all 3 times he's walked. Also drove in a run. That one's lined down. That will just get over the bullpen, and he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 13-11, Vol State with the lead. That happened late, just like in yesterday's contest for Southwest Tennessee. Popped up on the right side. Back goes Walsh. In comes Rager, and Walsh makes the grab. Quickly 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Tucker Lorenz also scored 3 runs. And a base hit, smokes one. I think that hit off the umpire. He's in foul territory, though. Lucas Wilburn gets it from the right fielder. Another one gets out to right field. In came Rager at first, but he has to go back, and he makes a leaping catch to take extra bases away from Tucker Lorenz on a 1-2-3 inning for Southwest. Put a star by that one for Rager. It didn't start off well. He was coming in. That ball would have landed on the warning track. But the Pioneers 3 outs away from evening the series. It's going to be Drew Moorhead that's going to be called on to complete this game to make Brody Prairie a winner. And Moorhead looking to pick up his 2nd save of the year. He's going to have to run through the top of the order for Southwest. Logan Luckett, Sammy Chapman, and Tylen Graves. 30 minutes after this one concludes, we'll start game 2 of the doubleheader. I want to thank High Point Health Sumner with Ascension St. Thomas. They're formerly known as the Sumner Regional Medical Center. They're located in the heart of Gallatin, and they offer medical services to help Vol State athletes in conjunction with all-world trainer, athletic trainer Justin McKinney in his 12th year with Vol State. High Point Health be looking for a big sign out there on the outfield wall here soon. That's getting made, I think, as we move through the season. Coach McGuire also getting some other new signs made. As Paul White checked in on the back line on the text. Let's see how I'm way behind on my emails. I got to get caught up, folks. I'm telling you, I'm spinning some plates up here today. Logan Luckett looks at the first pitch out of the hand of Drew Moorhead that misses low and away. Karen Mashinsky, she did check in earlier while I was talking about her. Popped up and out of play on the right side. down in Bradenton, Florida. Probably a little bit warmer down there than it is here in Millington. Guessing it's in the 70s at least. Slider just misses outside. So thanks for the email, Karen. Michelle Thrain, she's checked in on the Vol State Sports Network, watching her son Devin and his teammates. Drew Moorhead, now 3-1 count. Definitely don't want to walk the leadoff batter. Make him hit to get on, is what my coach used to say. Slider in there for a called strike. Well, the Full Count Ministries, full count. Get the Bible app verse of the day here for game one in the book of John. Full count pitch. Driven out to center field. Devin Thrain back, and he camps under it. Keeps the lid on and makes the catch for out number one. That brings up Sammy Chapman. Hudson Blank's grandma, great-grandma, watching. She's his biggest fan. We'll probably chance we'll see Hudson Blank in game 2 of the doubleheader. So left-handed hand Sammy Chapman swings at the first pitch and fouls that one out of play. Thanks for the email, Marissa, the mother of Hudson Blank, in Marissa, Illinois. Isabella, who else we got? Ground ball to Plummet, second. Gloves off of 3 hops and throws over to Denning for out number 2. The Pioneers 1 out away from salting this game 1 of the doubleheader. They're going to have to get through Tyler Graves. Come to the plate. He's 2 for 3. So Isabella and friends Nicole and Tyler. Swing and a miss. At the Key Lime Festival in Brevard County. That's down in Florida. And we can't forget the first family of Vol State. Kyle Tossinson checks in. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. That caught a little bit of Lex Falsoni. That's what you just love to get right there. Bottom of the 7th, final inning. Take a little foul tip just for the fun of it. Falsoni will not be behind the plate for game 2 probably, so he was trying to get out of this unscathed. But hello to Kyle Tossinson, the husband of Dr. Wendy Tossinson, president of Volunteer State Community College. 1-2 pitch coming from Moorhead. Rocks and fires, and Graves does not offer. Appreciate all your emails and appreciate your kind comments today, folks. I love doing this. Swing and a miss. Drew Moorhead sets down Graves, and this one belongs to the Pioneers as he goes 1-2-3, picks up his second strikeout, his third save of the year. And Vol State wins 13-11. Give up or have 8 hits out of those 13 runs. I don't have the total, but I think there are 9, 12, there might be 14 walks by Southwest Tennessee in the ball game. This one goes final. Pioneers move to 2-2 in conference play, and that's the first loss of the year for Southwest Tennessee in conference. They fall to 10-4 overall. Vol State moves to 10-3 overall, and we'll have game number 2 of the doubleheader here in approximately 30 minutes. Let's get to our Toyota of Gallatin star of the game. I think we're going to have to go Drew Plummer again. He hit the big 3-run home run to put the Pioneers up for good in the 6th inning. Drew Plummer picks up his 3rd Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. Congratulations to the redshirt sophomore. Sometimes I like to call him Mr. Graybeard, Drew Plummer. And our Full Count Ministries verse of the day. It's going to be found in the book of John. And if you get that Bible app, it sends you a Bible verse every day, and this is the one that came out this morning. Thought it was a good one to use. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Folks, that's the Son of the Creator of the world telling you that. He's telling you to be unafraid. Do not fear. 365 times in the Bible, something about do not be afraid or do not fear. That's a comfort to me many, many times. So, well, that'll do it for game one. And hopefully you'll be back for game number 2 to see who wins the rubber match of this 3-game series. Pioneers take game 1 in comeback fashion, 13-11. Brody Prairie gets the win, and he moves to 1-0. That's his first collegiate win of the year. Have to do some figuring here. I think the loss is going to go to Ian Dittmer, is I think who gets that. But I'll try to square that away between now and the start of game 2. For Dr. Tossenson and our athletic director, Bobby Hudson, and head coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying so long for game 1. Thanks for joining me on the Vol State Sports Network.